Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. We are going to present our group project, which is case study on information agency and social media use, IMD 164. Moving on, here is our team members that I would like to introduce. But first of all, my name is Muhammad Syami Irfan bin Jamil, and here is my partner.
My name is Nur Ahmad Sodikin bin Azmi.
My name is Khairul Shafiq bin Khairul Azmi.
And my name is Muhammad Aziz Zikri bin Yusuf Ashraf.
Moving on to introduction, we choose the British Museum as our organization of information because one of the factors that influenced our choice is because they were very active on social media. It will make our research much easier, and also it was a big organization, so it's much easier to find detail about the British Museum. In 1753, an Act of Parliament created the world's first free national public museum that are open its door to all students and curious persons. Visitors had to apply for a ticket to see the museum, and also visitor can also can ask for a personal tour. Moving on to vision, mission and objective. The vision of British Museum is to be a place where the story of London and its people being told to foster a deeper understanding and appreciation of the history and culture of the city. As for the mission of the British Museum is to hold and care for all the collection of the world culture. The British Museum took part of every culture and put it on the museum to make it accessible for all researcher, educational, and also for enjoyment. The objective of the museum is advancing the future, display and understanding the collection through the quality research. It strives to make the collection accessible to a wider audience, ensuring that as many people get access to the history of the world. Next, function and responsibilities. The British Museum has three main functions: to collect and preserve, support research, and exhibit history and culture. The first point, talking about the gather and protect artifacts like manuscript, bones, and historical documents to prevent them from being lost. The second point, talk about helping students, educators, and researchers to access the information and learn more about history. The last point, talk about to display objects from around the world, such as Egyptian coffin, to educate the public about the past civilization and event. Organizational chart. There's six organizational role. One of them is Board of Trustees. Trustees is a group of individuals with diverse background and expertise appointed to oversee the museum operation on behalf of the public. Director, responsible for the museum overall administration and collection. Operation and infrastructure are multifaceted, encompassing its physical building, digital presence, and various departments that manage vast collection and visitor experience. Commercial and development, its operation enhance visitor experience. These activities include retail, venue hire, catering contracts, and licensing of its collection. Collection and research. The museum research span various disciplines, including archaeology, conservation, historical studies, and is crucial for both the display and understanding of the collection. Public engagement. The British Museum actively engage the public through a variety of programs and initiatives designed to connect diverse audience with its vast collection and research. Moving on to location and fee. The British Museum, located in the Bloomsbury area of London, is easily accessible by public transport, and the entrance to the museum galleries is free. Through special exhibition may require a fee. The collection. The British Museum holds tons of material from all history, ranging up to millions of years. because there are millions of artifacts, and British Museum classified them by origin or continent. For example, Africa, Oceania, and American. Asia, Greece, and Rome.
Moving on, here we have reached Instagram webpage. Also, there are 7 honeycomb blocks. First is identity, conversations, sharing, presence, relationships, reputation, and groups. On to our first identity of honeycomb block, communicates the museum brand's authority and mission. For example, the profile name, the British Museum, with black and white logo and banner showing the roof of the museum. On to our conversation. It shows in the table how it applies to the social media. It allows public to discuss via comment and discussion around the video. For example, comment section under videos enable viewers to share thoughts and ask questions, especially for curated content. Furthermore, for sharing, it publishes educational videos content distributing cultural and historical knowledge. As you can see, here are some posts of a treasure of Tutankhamun shared for public access and learning. Number 4, presence maintains a visibility through frequent uploads and time spent, keeping audience aware of the recent activity. For example, uploaded 3 days ago shows active content creation signaling presence and relevance of the material that been shared or posted. As we go to our relationships, building trust and loyalty with followers and consistent engagement. Over 1.8 million of followers reflect a strong ongoing relationship with viewers. The reputation strengthens credibility via viewers, follower count, and perceived of expertise. The feature has posted over 707 likes and 103 shares in the channel, which boasts over 1.6 million in total like, and is affiliated with a well-known institution. As we move to our last honeycomb block, which is groups, it cultivates a community interested in history, culture, and education. Thus, it links to donation support page that create a deeper connection between the institution and the audience. Moving on, we move on to the next social media, which is Facebook. As you can see, that over there is the Facebook webpage of British Museum, and as you can see, it also have 7 block of honeycomb, how it been applied to social media, and an example of the image that has given in the diagram, in the table. Sorry. As you can see, it is quite the same from the Instagram that I have said earlier. And now, moving on to our YouTube. On our YouTube, the difference is it shows on sharing. Number 3, publish educational videos, content, distributing cultural and historical knowledge. For example, they share on a video how to read an Iron Age coins. By sharing this, public can learn and gain extra knowledge and making them a knowledgeable society. Furthermore, as for the present, we can see it was uploaded 9 days ago and show active content creation signaling the presence and the relevance of the material itself. This can spark an interest for a new hobby for those who like or interested in collecting old money. Later on, we move on to the relationship. There are 723k of subscribers, reflecting a strong ongoing relationship with its viewers. Therefore, it is important for the channel to maintain the trust as it can increase the amount of visitors coming to the museum. And here, the reputation shows that it has featured over 36,000 views of channel, boasting 554 videos and affiliated with a well-known institution. And lastly, onto our last honeycomb of love, which is group. It links to a donation and support pages which create a deeper connection between the institution and its audience. For instance, receiving a donation can improve the service given by the museum. Later, I'm passing this to my next friend.
Alright, hello again. And Alright, hello again. Now I'll be showing you the advantages of social media tools. So, what is a social media tool? Well, a social media tool is a software management tool that will help organize businesses, content creators, and organizations to optimize their social media efforts, all often from a single dashboard where they can link multiple platforms ranging from YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, now known as X, to streaming platforms such as Kick and Twitch. It can also monitor engagement in real time, providing the creator the data on what works and what doesn't with their audience, with tracking each content's performance with analytics such as likes, comments, shares, views. Essentially, these tools help creators in finding their sweet spot for their content creation depending on the targeted audience. Now, I shall explain you the disadvantages of social media tools. So not every positive doesn't have their own negatives. This includes social media tools. So social media tools also have limitations that users may encounter. One such limitation is that some analytical data available on the social media tool may not be as robust as data represents itself on its social media platform. So let's take for example YouTube and Metricool. Metricool shows only the simplest data available that they have gathered from YouTube, and YouTube shows them a more a more detailed version of the data, so it's not consistent with Metricool and YouTube itself, so it might not be as efficient when you want to use Metricool. But despite enabling businesses and content creators to efficiently upload their content to each platform, certain areas of each social media platform does not cover. One example is that Metricool, as I said previously, does not send Instagram Reels, for example. Furthermore, not every social media tools have a complete set of features that other tools may have. So let's say Social Blade can analyze multiple videos at once, while Metrica can only analyze one video at a time. Essentially, it forces users to juggle in between tools just to use that specific feature at the cost of losing the other, or entirely not using the other tool. So, and this might be on the slide, not might be on the slide, but I will say that certain features are locked behind a subscription pass. Basically, a better pass of some sort, will require you to pay like around $10 per month or something like that. It's pretty predatory. But let's move on to the next slide. So now we have the analysis of British Museum YouTube account. Here we can see that the British Museum subscriber growth on their YouTube account started out the year in the year 2024 with low but consistent growth, averaging a total amount of 3,000 new subscribers per month. As for monthly gain views, as you see down in the second point, view count. As for monthly gain views during the month of January to June, quarter 1.5 or quarter 2, it showed stable but moderate view counts for all contents posted on during that period. This proves that there is a consistent audience base surrounding the channel without it not being as viral as it should be. Now let's move on, and don't worry, I will put the graph below here somewhere. So let's move on to the analysis of British Museum Instagram account. For the analysis of British Museum Instagram account, the account is the most active out of the three, with YouTube being the lowest, the third one. They will upload content at least once a day, pretty regularly. Although it will garner bits and pieces of engagement, but there are certain posts that would rake in millions of views and thousands of followers and likes. This varies across posts and Instagram Reels, as they both contribute to the most to their account's engagement throughout 2024. And then we have the follower count. So throughout 2024, during the first quarter of the year, which is January to March, it showed strong and consistent growth due to the rather high social media activity, which contributes to users following their Instagram account. However, during the following months of March and April, the account saw major drops in their followers growth, and April being the lowest with only 691 followers gained. During May, the account actually managed to temporarily gain more followers, but in June, the account lost around 1,000 followers, but to be accurate, 913 followers, as a result in the lack of engagement of the account. Now let's move on to the final account, which is the analysis of British Museum Facebook account. So the analysis of the British Museum Facebook account. The British Museum Facebook account is the second most active out of the three, with Instagram topping, and Facebook, and then we have YouTube, with daily uploads to their page gathering talking about and likes from all over the world, but primarily in the United Kingdom, as you can see, British. However, given how outdated Facebook is and how unpopular it is with the current generation, which is Generation Z, and I guess you can count in Generation Alpha, it has been through the ringer, where the page often struggles with keeping up with talking about and likes. As for the follower count, from early 2024, the account has already encountered low engagement in Facebook, where it also faced similar problems with the previous year. The following graphs are calculated by comparing their total likes and comparing to each month's performance with previous years. As for example, from our research, we have gathered 2024's data, and the data gathered from Social Blade is compared to 2023. So during the first quarter of the year, it's already faced lower likes compared to 2023, being in the negative rather than positive. The only redeeming month, which is the month of March, where it could barely scrape the 2000 like mark, which compared to other Facebook accounts in the platform is significantly horrendous. And another factor that why this happens is because Facebook is catered to more personalized for you page. For example, when this user follows their friends and their friends' activity ratio to the user itself, and if the user doesn't follow the British Museum, for example, the chances of the British Museum content to appear on the user's timeline is pretty slim. So I think that's all from me. I will pass to my teammate for his part.
Next, recommendation. Firstly, some videos offer captions. The inclusion of multilingual subtitles and audio descriptions will greatly improve accessibility. This will help viewers who speak different languages and broaden the channel's global reach, making content more inclusive and engaging. Besides that, viewer interaction is currently limited to comments, which receive minimal engagement. Introducing live Q&A sessions or polls could create meaningful dialogue and strengthen community ties, transforming passive viewers into active participants. Therefore, analytics seem to rely on basic metrics, which can miss key insights. Using YouTube Studio to track watch time, drop-off moments, and viewer demographics will support smarter content planning and more effective scheduling decisions. Furthermore, the channel mainly features internal experts, which limits content diversity. Partnering with educators, historians, or digital creators such as TikTok historians could infuse fresh perspectives and attract new audiences, enhancing its relevance and appeal. Lastly, content is largely creator-led lectures and artifact explain expert. To increase reach and retention, integrating short-form content like 1-minute artifact segments or YouTube Shorts would cater to younger, mobile-first audiences who prefer quick and engaging format. And lastly, conclusion. The British Museum is one of the great examples to the other information agencies in terms of using social media. They show how to use the social media effectively to promote or show the world about their organizations. They also dedicated and determined to show their collection online to ensure the world recognize and develop an interest towards them. However, there are other things they can do to improve their usage of the social media. For example, make a feedback place from the viewers online to see their view about the museum. This can enhance the interaction between the viewers and the organizations. Lastly, the British Museum use social media to ensure that they are still relevant in this modern era and always have an up-to-date information. That's all from us. Thank you.